Richard's out representing the Defence Minister, and Deputy Prime Minister is apparently out representing the community around the country. But we know, because we've had a look, that Richard Marles has met with the US Secretary of State 3 times in the past 3 months.
Defence.
Secretary of Defence, Lloyd Austin.
Lloyd Austin. So you can come into the live stream.
Just to know that there is an Instagram post of Mr. Marles meeting Lloyd Austin, who was connected with Raytheon. Lloyd Austin is the one perpetuating the war in Ukraine and not looking for peace. So I don't know where Richard Marles is on that. I have my own objections to Mr. Marles. Mr. Marles sending weapons and training over to Ukraine, which benefits the neo-Nazi battalions.
So yeah. Sorry? Are you the journalist?
No, he's not. The neo-Nazi battalions is feeding with weapons and training. So yeah, I'm not happy with that.
You can have that one.
This is the man who's giving weapons to neo-Nazi battalions like IDEA, Right Sector, Azov Battalion. He's wasting our tax money on that. My name is Darryl Egan. I'm here today in support of Disrupt War and Wage Peace. Please go to their Facebook and their Twitter, they're doing great work. We're here today in front of the office of Richard Marles. There's his phone number. If you want to call him in relation to what I'm about to talk to you about, you can call him or send him an email. Now, what has Richard Marles been up to? Well, Richard Marles has been visiting the US Secretary of Defence, Lloyd Austin, who's been perpetuating the war in Ukraine. Lloyd Austin is an ex-connected Raytheon spruiker for weapons. So what do you think he's going to do with Richard Marles with his relationship? What's happening now is Australia is sending over US M7 howitzers to Ukraine, which are bombing the Donbass and innocent civilians. What else is his training doing? Well, he's training in UK, Ukrainian military to perpetuate this war in Ukraine and not go back to the Minsk agreement, which the Ukrainian government signed and did not implement. And where was the EU and the UN at that time when that Minsk agreement was around for 7 years and signed by Ukraine? But what happened in that 7 years? There was a rise in neo-Nazi battalions such as IDEA, Right Sector, SS Lviv Galician, C-14, which is a Carpathian Sich, which actually Jed Williams allegedly from Australia went and fought for as a medic under this man and the previous government's watch. So your tax money is supporting neo-Nazi battalions in Ukraine. So what's going to happen when these foreign fighters get radicalised by these neo-Nazi right-wing groups over there and return back to their countries? We don't know. There's no transparency from Richard Marles on these issues. I've sent him an email. I've asked him to explain. He doesn't answer. He's dodging. Like he's dodging on his little conversations with Lloyd Austin from the US Secretary of Defence. Maybe, just having these little conversations about how much weapons he can buy from the US and prop up their weapons industries which go towards the killing of others. This is a disgrace, Richard Marles. Gough Whitlam took us out of the Vietnam War. He would be rolling in his grave at what you're doing. This is a disgrace. And I would ask people, if you don't like your taxpayers' money funding neo-Nazi battalions over in Ukraine and neo-Nazi factions, is to send an email to Richard Marles. Go to his Facebook or his website, get his email and email him. Or call him direct at this phone number here and ask Richard Marles, what is my tax money doing funding neo-Nazi battalions in Ukraine with military training and weapons? It's a very, very good question that he's dodged. So look, I'd like to thank the people from Disrupt War and Wage Peace. They have been great today to come down to Richard Marles' office and look for some accountability. And I ask everybody to come on board with us and ask Richard Marles, what are you leading us to? Are you leading us to an AUKUS apocalypse? Are you leading us to more weapons in this country to create a US proxy war against China? That's a big question. He'll never answer those questions in detail. He'll dodge them. He'll move around them. What is the end game? I want to ask Richard Marles, what is your end game with AUKUS? Is it peace? What is your end game in sending weapons to neo-Nazi battalions in Ukraine? What is your end game? Is that peace? Is that going back to the Minsk agreement and what was signed by Ukraine? No. It's just perpetuating war. So thank you for your time, and I ask everybody, get on the Wage Peace Disrupt or Facebook and Twitter, and join us in taking this man to account on his actions in his dealings with the US weapons industry.